Alright, this is Pyro Instinct from the X7OG. Just doing a brief review on the TPX pistol I purchased today. My distributor, Sherry from Montgomery Sporting Goods, gave me a buzz and let me know she got one of two in. This one happens to be serial number 0000403, and to come pick it up. So hastily I left work and went after that, as I've been looking forward to this pistol with anticipation. Tippmann includes a nice hard case with it. Their advertising's on the front. Inside the case, they got the pistol nicely displayed. They got a mag off to your right, parts kit with manual to the left, pistol centered. Inside the parts kit, they give you a fluorescent barrel plug, squeegee, grease, multiple hex keys in order for taking apart the marker or adjusting the FPS, and two small O-rings, I don't know if it could be seen, and then one larger one for something inside. The marker itself appears very nice, being new, I'd hope so. It's lighter than the T9 and the T8. I don't own either of those paintball markers, but my paintball distributor allowed me to compare weight versus the two when I had purchased this. You might see a little bit of paint on it. That was from me not too long ago. The mags, very light, much lighter than the T8 and T9. They're thinner due to the fact that they do not have a CO2 cartridge in them. This is the retention spring for loading paintballs. Safety, easily accessible. Gun feels very comfortable in the hand. Quick release for your mags is right underneath here. A light press releases the mag, and pressing it back up here in the click loads it. CO2, easily, quarter turn, straight out. This has two nubs on it. One thing to note about removing the CO2 is that when you want to put it in, keep lightly turning until it locks. And getting it out, you have to put light pressure against it for the initial turn. Makes it simpler for getting out. Placing back in. The barrel is simply threaded barrel. That's the housing tight against the barrel that you're hearing squeak. This is just the standard barrel that comes with it. I have the hammerhead barrel ordered. I'll do a comparison of the two when I get that in to see if there's any difference in accuracy or range. This basic layout of the gun. I have taken this apart already. It's very simple to remove. Removing 7 of these screws, this being the longest. Left side picks straight up. The only spring to necessarily worry about is the spring behind the clip release button. That's the only one that's like a pen spring. It may go flying on you, so be aware of that. The rest pretty much stays in place if the half picks smoothly up. As far as loading the clips go, pull back the retention spring till it locks. It fits 7 or 8 rounds snugly. As you can see, they're staggered in the clip. Now up to the 7th one, there's really no pressure on the balls. It's once you place the 8th one in that the pack, all the balls have a tiny amount of pressure against them inside the clip. This has got a tab on each side to grab. Once again, 7 rounds. They're fairly loose in the coil, or the pack, the clip. There's not much tension on the balls. It's once you place the 8th one in that there's tension. For comparison of the size of the TPX versus an X7, for those that may be wondering in comparison versus just seeing videos in the hand, here's an X7 grip in stock. That is the layout of the TPX pistol over what would be the X7 grip. For safety purposes, I'm just going to place in the barrel plug. I'm not going to put the, just to hold it in place to be safe. It's got a clip that you simply release and pull forward for tension. Make sure the safety's activated as well. As far as loading the CO2 round, once again, just a corner turn and out. Grabbing a CO2 cartridge, you put the small puncture cap forward inside the marker. Lining up the pins, just keep a little pressure till you twist and pressing down until it stops. You'll feel it lock. It's very short, very quick. Now, at this point, the gun is not pressurized. It simply has the cartridge loaded, and at this point it's going to have a clip in it as well. You hear the clip. There's viewing sights, 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 on the remaining side, 1 up top. At this point the marker is still not aired up. I'm going to step over here around my wife and taking the safety plug out. Marker's still not aired. Even though it is loaded with 8 rounds, you may or may not hear this on camera, but you'll hear the air charge in the gun once you squeeze the trigger. Now the marker is aired up, yet it did not fire a round. At this point in time, the gun is, I guess you can call it live. I have a pizza box set up at 37 feet from my mark over here. We've gone through and with a small handheld chrono, we've chronoed the marker at roughly 278. It held that pretty consistent. We're going to run 2 full clips through the marker. Alright, that's pretty much the end of the pizza box. Now the marker, as you can see, keeps firing whether you're out of rounds or not. So it's more or less just keeping track of what you do. First clip, I fired 1 blank at the end. I fired 9 instead of 8. This one I fired 9 instead of 8 as well. It gets 2 full clips out of it at a good consistency. At 278, after 3 to 4 rounds, the speed rapidly drops off on the paintball. If you go a lower rate, I'm sure you'd be able to get a few more shots to get 3 full clips out of it. Now, I don't know if it could be viewed on the video, but you can feel it in the marker, you could hear it when you're firing. The rounds start to drop off, and now you can visually see them drop off. I do believe that was all 8. Yep, that was all 8. So you roughly get about 20 rounds good out of it. The remaining 4 are more of a stretch at that rate. If you lower it, if you want to shoot 250, I have not tried that, you'd probably get 3 full clips out of a cartridge. To empty the cartridge, there is some pressure on the cap. At that point, I discharged it 2 more times, plus the 2 overshots I did, which relieved enough pressure that with the safety on, you take the cap out, and there's your cartridge. Quarter turn if you need to reload. If not, in this case, I'm leaving it blank because I'm putting the pistol back on the towel over here. From the factory, the marker came clocked at 224 to 227 for how accurate one of these may be, which is not a field chrono, but close enough for some of the rec ball I play. One brief overview is I have not attempted to tame this beast yet as far as getting it onto my leg, but this is the Tippmann holster. It is it's sewn very good. It's got elastic bands on it. The Velcro is nicely done. It's got a cartridge here for 3 extra CO2 cartridges with side pockets if you want to fit one here and here, total of 5. Extra mag area, straightforward, and an overclip for the leg. It's got 2 straps that securely go around. I have not adjusted them yet. I've pulled and yanked on this. The hemming seems to be of very good quality, and it seems to appear to be durable, sporting Tippmann's logo, of course. And I hope you like this brief review.